Imagine waking up tomorrow. No grocery stores, no hospitals, no painkillers, no baby formula, no running water, no safe place to sleep. Now, imagine you're 7 months pregnant, and today isn't a day off. You still have to walk nearly 15 kilometers, gather food, avoid predators, carry supplies, and somehow keep everyone alive. For most of human history, that wasn't a nightmare. That was just Tuesday. We usually imagine prehistoric life as giant men hunting mammoths with spears. But that picture misses something huge. Because while the hunters risked dying once in a while, the women faced a different danger every single day. And somehow, our species survived because of them. The most dangerous job started before sunrise. Forget the movies. Most prehistoric humans weren't constantly fighting giant animals. Most days looked surprisingly ordinary. People searched for berries, roots, nuts, water, and firewood, which sounds peaceful until you remember that none of those things were waiting in a supermarket. Finding enough food could take hours. Sometimes it took the entire day. And prehistoric women did much of that work. Not because they were weaker, but because gathering was incredibly reliable. A failed hunt meant everyone went hungry. A successful day gathering usually meant everyone still ate. In many hunter-gatherer societies studied today, gathered foods provide a huge portion of daily calories. So, while hunters chased dramatic victories, women quietly prevented starvation. It's funny. History celebrates whoever held the spear. Evolution probably appreciated whoever remembered where the edible roots were, because forgetting could kill everybody. But food wasn't even the hardest part. The hardest part was carrying your future while carrying everything else. Today, pregnancy often comes with maternity leave, doctor visits, ultrasounds, and people constantly telling you to take it easy. For prehistoric women, nature never got that memo. Being pregnant didn't magically reduce the amount of food your family needed. In fact, it increased it. So imagine climbing hills, crossing rivers, walking for hours, and carrying heavy bundles while another human is literally growing inside you. And remember, there were no cushioned shoes, no ergonomic backpacks, no comfortable beds waiting at the end of the day. Just your body, doing its best. Here's something strange. Humans are one of the few animals that made childbirth harder through evolution. Walking on 2 legs narrowed our hips. At the same time, our brains kept getting bigger. Those 2 changes collided in one moment: childbirth. Every birth became a dangerous balancing act. A baby that was too small had a lower chance of survival. A baby that was too big could make birth life-threatening. Evolution found a compromise. Not a perfect solution, just one that worked, most of the time. And women carried that risk with every pregnancy. There were no emergency surgeries, no ambulances, no hospitals just minutes away. If something went wrong, there often wasn't a second chance. Yet generation after generation, millions of women endured it. Not because they were fearless, because humanity had no other way forward. And somehow, the hardest part still wasn't over. Because giving birth was only the beginning. Modern parents complain about carrying babies through airports. Fair enough. Now imagine carrying one almost every hour of every day. No stroller, no car seat, no crib waiting at home. Because home moved with you. Human babies are unusually helpless. A newborn deer can stand within a few hours. A baby horse can run not long after it's born. A human baby can barely hold up its own head. From an evolutionary perspective, we're kind of ridiculous. Evolution gave us incredible brains. The price was being born before those brains finished developing. That meant mothers couldn't simply leave a baby somewhere safe while they worked. The baby came everywhere, while gathering berries, while digging for roots, while collecting firewood, while preparing food, while traveling across unfamiliar land. Every task happened with an extra passenger. And babies aren't exactly known for respecting dangerous situations. Imagine trying to stay completely silent because a predator might be nearby. And suddenly, your baby decides it's the perfect moment to cry. It's stressful enough when it happens in a movie theater. Now, replace annoyed strangers with hungry predators. Keeping a child alive wasn't just another responsibility. It interrupted every other responsibility. And the challenge didn't end when one child grew older. Because by then, there was often another baby to carry, sometimes two, which meant prehistoric women weren't just raising children. They were managing the most demanding full-time job in human history, without weekends, without breaks, and without ever being allowed to fail. And somehow, they still had to keep the entire family alive.